City boy, city boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And you know we gotta go ahead and do a Monday Night Raw on Netflix review, baby. Now, the thing about tonight's show is that there were no A players on tonight's show. This really felt like a filler show. It wasn't the worst show that I've ever seen. Don't get me wrong. But this show was completely filler. Just nothing but filler. I mean, there's a couple of things, I guess, that happened that sort of progressed something. But this show really just felt like it didn't feel like I watched a TV show tonight. It felt like I consumed content. That's what it felt like. It felt like content being shoved down my orbital capacity. It's just what it felt like. It didn't really feel like I was, sitting here and watching actual stories progress or anything like that. But we'll kind of get to it. Like I said, it wasn't the worst show I've ever seen in life. All right, I just have a couple of issues here. But if this is the structure that's moving forward, I wouldn't be too opposed to it. At least it's something a little bit. I don't know. We'll get into it. Okay. So first we start off with a little recap of the whole situation that happened last week with Seth Rollins coming out there, CM Punk, Roman coming out there, getting speared by Braun Breaker and stomped by Seth Rollins, the whole thing. All right. Now, Roman Reigns is not on tonight's show. CM Punk is also not on tonight's show. But we do have Seth Rollins coming out to cut a promo. All right. Now, Seth Rollins, he's out there with Braun Breaker and with Paul Heyman. Now, Seth Rollins ends up cutting a promo about, how he's the future and this is the future of the business and how things are going to be better now, like he's going to change the business or keep the business how he wants the business to be. Some convoluted shit. Here comes Sami Zayn out. Right now, Sami basically tells to Sami Zayn. Let's just stop here for a minute, man. Why this guy? Why? I'm over Sami Zayn at this point, man. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. I know he just came back, but I do not like Sami Zayn, and the fact that he's healthy and good now, that's fine. On a human level, I appreciate it. I'm glad that he's good, but from a level of just watching this show, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him on the show ever. But he's obviously up somebody's ass in WWE. It just is what it is. He's up somebody's ass. But Sami Zayn comes out and he basically tells Seth Rollins that, Seth basically just wanted to be just like Roman Reigns and CM Punk. He was talking all this smack about Roman Reigns and CM Punk, and now he has the one thing that they both have in common behind him. Got Braun Breaker out there as his dog, and it's like Seth Rollins was just, jealous of fucking Roman Reigns, and he just wanted to be like Roman Reigns. He's like, it's basically the same thing as the bloodline. He's like, no, this is not the bloodline. This is not the same thing as the bloodline. Like trying to convince me that this is not literally the same exact thing that we've seen multiple times now that Triple H has been in charge. We get this same fucking storyline recycled over and over and over again. A new faction gets started. All right. They say they're going to run things around here. They might get over a little bit. And if they don't get over, they start losing. All right. Now, and then with Braun Breaker, we got the young up and comer coming up. Now he's just like Tiffany Stratton. We got the young up and comer, right? Or Otis, right? Under Chad Gable. Or you know what I mean? Like, it's just the same shit that we got multiple times. Fucking what's his name? Solo Sikoa under Roman Reigns. It's the same shit. Now Jacob Fatu under Solo Sikoa. It's the same shit that we've been getting. It's fucking Finn Balor with goddamn Dominic Mysterio and JD. It's fucking Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest in the Judgment Day. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same shit over and over and over again. All right? So don't try to convince me, Seth Rollins, that this isn't the same shit that I've been seeing multiple times over and over and over again. Okay? It's the same. Let's not act like it's not. All right? Now, this happens. Seth Rollins basically gives Sami Zayn a fucking offer. All right, he says you can leave or we can beat you down. All right, you don't want to get in line. You don't want to see what the future is. You don't want to. All right, that means you can leave or we can beat your ass down. That's basically what Seth Rollins says. Now, after this, Sami Zayn, you know what I'm saying, the whole segment dissipates. Whatever, I don't exactly remember how, but this whole thing ended very awkwardly for me because I'm sitting here wondering why are we making this about Sami Zayn? Like, well, there's nobody else besides Sami Zayn that has an issue with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and all this, right? There's nobody else that has an issue with this, all right? And then throughout the night, we're gonna come back to this because we had a couple more segments regarding this, which I'm not I'm not opposed to. I'm glad they threaded in this episode, but still, there's a lot of shit that we have going on here. All right, so next up, we got the whole Io Sky and Stephanie Valkyria match, their whole recap, and then with Julia and Roxanne coming out, that whole convoluted situation that they had with the NXT girls that made no sense. And here we are a week later, and we have Rhea Ripley and Roxanne Perez having a match as a result of all that shit that went down. Okay, now, like I say multiple times, there's a reason why jobbers are important in this business, and it's so we don't have matches that are like this, right? This match was not a good match, all right, especially for a Monday Night Raw. All right, now I'm not saying this was a terrible, horrible, awful match. It's just the problem is this match was 10 to 15 minutes long, all right, and it ended in DQ. All right, now the reason why this match was that long was so that way we could shave time off the clock. We need time shaved off the clock so that way we don't have to worry about stories. But the other reason why it was 15 minutes long and why nothing happened, all right, and it just ended in DQ is so both ladies could look good. Neither lady would lose. All right, well, that's the reason why they did this. Neither lady looked weak at the end of it. Nobody lost. And Julia was the one that disrupted the match. So everybody's still on the same level now. All right, Roxanne is on the same level as Rhea Ripley. She's going in the ring 15 minutes with Rhea Ripley, and it's all good. Roxanne is up there, and she's on a similar level with Rhea Ripley. And here comes Julia, and here comes Io, and this is going to be the match that we give you for Backlash because we have nothing. We don't have a storyline at all. For some reason, Julia and fucking Roxanne Perez, they just all of a sudden have an issue with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. We don't know why. They haven't explained why. Just like Braun Breaker and the Seth Rollins situation. They haven't explained why Braun Breaker is there. All right? We're just going ahead. We're going along. All right? We're just going along, cycling this shit through. We're just going the fuck along. There's no... Don't ask questions. Just consume. Don't just enjoy what the fuck we're giving you, because we're not going to explain it at all, and that's what this whole thing is. I'm already done with this. There's a reason why Io Sky shouldn't have won the championship, and it's because of reasons like this. She has nothing now. There is nothing for her, and now she has a tag team match at Backlash as the first thing that she does as champion. Now, let's go ahead and let's move on to the next thing, because the next thing is just as fucking boring and convoluted. It's the Judgment Day. They're doing the same shit. Watch my last video. Watch the video before that. Watch the video before that. Watch the video. They're doing the same shit. The same shit that they've been doing. JD still like contemplating leaving or whooping somebody's ass or whatever. Like, nothing has happened. Nothing has changed since WrestleMania. The only thing that's changed is now Dom is an IC champion. Carlito wants to be a champion. He said everybody's going to be champion here soon. Maybe Carlito needs a championship. And I agree. Nigga should have been won a damn championship since he's been back. Had him back for damn near 2 years, and you've had him as a fucking henchman in the Judgment Day. Like, what kind of shit is that? What kind of shit detail are you giving a legend like Carlito? I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer, but he is a legend in a lot of people's eyes. He's somebody that people look back on with very fond memories. But they're doing the same shit. Oh, I thought you would tell me if you were going to be back, JD. Like, why didn't you tell me? Well, I told Tom, but so I thought it was going to get back to you, you know what I mean, by proxy, and Liv Morgan also going over freaking Finn's head. I just got you guys a match. Finn's like, you got me a match? When nobody told me, can somebody keep me in the loop here? Like, no, we don't care. We don't care. Let's move on to some more shit that we really don't care about. All right. And that's Logan Paul. Now I'm just playing. Now Logan Paul, he's a little bit, obviously, if you know on this channel, I like Logan Paul as a wrestler. I just think that he needs character now. Because he comes out, because he does the same shit. We get the same shit. I'm telling you, this whole episode, it just felt like deja vu. The whole thing. Because here comes Logan Paul. He comes out. He does the same shtick. All right. He talks some shit about the city that he's in to get the cheap heel heat. And then he says that the only thing he hasn't done in the business is that he hasn't won the World Heavyweight Championship. And that's what he wants to do. So this is going to be obviously setting up a match with him and Jey Uso at Backlash. Jey Uso comes out. Jey Uso says some nigga shit. Basically, right? I watched Gunther beat my brother to a bloody pulp, okay? And that changed me, Oos. That changed me, Oos. So if you want this World Heavyweight Championship, you're going to have to come take it. This championship is earned. You got to come take it. That's basically what Jey Uso said. I don't know how, why, what the fuck, like, why are we bringing up, let's have a conversation here, right? What does it do for Jey Uso to bring up that he watched Gunther beat Jey Uso's ass? Or Jimmy Uso's ass? What does that do for Jey Uso? What does that do for Jimmy? What does that even do for Gunther? Why is he bringing that up as something that he should, not I'm the World Heavyweight Champion and I'm a changed man now, right? No, I watched somebody whip my brother's ass, so now I'm different. Like, what is this? What is this? What is this bullshit that we're getting? But whatever. That's what he says. He ends up super kicking Logan Paul after Logan Paul talks a little bit of shit, right? And Logan Paul ends up getting his heat back a little later on in the night. Now, I don't mind this match. For a first match for Jey Uso, I don't mind a Logan Paul match. Logan Paul typically in his matches makes pretty much everybody look good because he's actually really good in the ring. I just don't know if Jey Uso's style is going to mesh well with Logan Paul's style. I'm not sure. We'll see. But I feel like Logan Paul is going to have to dumb down his style a lot in order to match up with what Jey Uso has going on. Because Jey Uso is not, as we all know, like, it's not like he's fucking Rey Fenix in that ring, right? So, whatever. That's going to be that big money match. Let's move on. Next up, we have the War Raiders versus the Judgment Day. Now, there's not too much in this match to talk about. This was another long-ass match for no fucking reason. But we did have the New Day out there on commentary, and they are national treasures and deserve to be protected and preserved, right? They did a really good job over on the commentary side. Really brought life into what has been a terrible night for the commentary team for some reason. Not for some reason. They're obviously as 99.999% of the time. But for some reason tonight, it just felt like they were more off than usual. Like they really just did not want to be there. Like they did not want to be doing their job, right? And we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a segment coming up here soon. But they just really felt like they just did not want to be there, right? That's the vibe they were given the entire night. So this match was whatever. JD McDonough makes his miraculous return, all right, after cracking his damn cranium on an announce table a couple of months ago, right? And he makes his return to get jobbed out to the fucking War Raiders. Like, Hunter, put the fries in the fucking bag, bro. Put the fries in the bag, flip the burger, put the shit on the bun, and get the fuck out, bro. Like, get the fuck out, bro. Like, this, put the War Raiders down for one of, if not the worst tag team of all damn time. Nobody cares. And we're going to get a rematch. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd rather not see the Judgment Day get another fucking title shot, I guess. I want to see them disperse. I want to see them not be a thing anymore. But obviously, that's not going to be the case, at least until SummerSlam, is looking like, with this whole fucking shit. I don't know if they're going to blow it up before then. We know Hunter likes to stretch shit out until the last possible final fucking moment that he possibly fucking can for no fucking reason. But, hey, that's what we're getting. All right, we're getting the War Raiders with the New Day yet again. All right, we had it at WrestleMania. Now we'll get it at Backlash, because Backlash is going to be rematch mania. All right, now let's go ahead and move on. We get Sami Zayn. He's backstage. He's talking to Otis for some reason. Now, Otis just got his ass whipped by Rusev last week, and he's not, like, we're not talking about that for some reason. But he is talking to Sami Zayn. Paul Heyman comes up, asks Otis to leave, very politely, such. All right, and he says, look, man, I was able to spin a deal with Nick Aldis and Penta. Or not Penta, and Paul, and Pierce, Adam Pierce, because Adam Pierce is not on Raw tonight for some reason. Nick Aldis has been, will be filling in, I guess. I don't know what's going on exactly. But yeah, so that's happening. And he's like, I was able to spin a deal with him. All right, Seth Rollins, he really likes you. All right, but here's the thing. If you stay, we're going to have to beat you down, just like he said. But if you leave, right, we'll get you a World Heavyweight Championship match or a WWE Championship match with the winner of John Cena and Randy Orton. And I don't know about you guys, but I popped, right? What? A match between Sami Zayn and John Cena? A match between Sami Zayn and Randy Orton? Like, that just sounds amazing, right? That, in the ring, right, these guys are gonna go at it and have a great athletic bout, all right? And it's gonna put WWE on it. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody wants to see that shit. And there's a reason why no, not only does nobody want to see that shit, nobody believes that Sami Zayn is gonna take this deal, right? Like, regardless, whether the deal is we gonna beat you down and you leave, like, we know who Sami Zayn's character is if you've been watching this shit for the last 6 months at least, right? We get it, right? Sami Zayn is the guy who's gonna never run away from a fight. Like, he's that motherfucker. He doesn't have actual motivations outside of being wrestler, right? Like, that's what his motivation is. But he gives him this deal. He says, all right, look, if you don't take this deal, Braun Breaker, he wants to beat your ass, so we're gonna let Braun Breaker beat your ass if you don't do this. And that was that, right? So we're getting some threading throughout the night with this, and we're gonna get a couple more segments beyond this. All right. So now next up, we get a promo with Becky Lynch in the ring. All right. Now, Becky Lynch actually cut a semi-competent promo. All right. Semi-competent promo. Now, there's an issue that's going to come up here shortly, but this promo, for what it was decent. All right. Becky comes out. She basically says, hey, somebody attacked Bayley before her match with Lyra Valkyria at WrestleMania, right? And we're not going to sit here and go through a whole, 2-month murder mystery like we did. We didn't, she just got written off for a while and then we just came back to it. But go ahead, continue. She says, well, we're not going to do all that because it was me. I did it. All right. I reviewed the footage. I saw it all and I did it. All right. We're not going to sit here and act like Bayley hasn't been whooping my ass, coming up and attacking me since 2019 or some shit like that. And she doesn't know she doesn't understand what it takes to be at the top in this business and all this shit, right? Lyra Valkyria comes out. Now, here's my problem with Lyra Valkyria. This segment could have been good for Lyra Valkyria, but the problem is that Lyra Valkyria has no character. She is not a character. She is simply a wrestler whose name is Lyra Valkyria. She does not have a gimmick. She does not have distinguishable characteristics that separate her from the next person who's, I don't know, a Dakota Kai, who's, I don't know, some other random, right? Like a Zelina Vega, right? There's nothing that actually separates her from anybody else, especially in regards to just who her character is. So, because of that, this promo was very hard to get through. Very, very ear-screechingly hard to get through. Because it sounds like a teenage girl arguing with a grown fucking wine mom, which is basically what it was, right? About being friends and friendship and betrayal, and that's what the shit was, right? That's what it was. It was hard to get through, man. So we got Lyra Valkyria. She comes out and she says all this shit about, how Bayley warned her about Becky and this, that, and the other, but she wants a match with Becky because obviously she got her ass whooped by her last week, so they're gonna do this match at Backlash. There's nothing really to say here. She says that she's she wants to be a better person than Becky. Excuse me. See, I'm over here fucking yawning off this dumbass shit. She wants to be a better person than Becky, but she also wants to be she already knows, I should say, that she's a better wrestler than her. See, this is the problem. We don't care. We don't care. Give me something. Give me something to actually munch on here. But there's nothing. There's nothing. All right. This is the same shit that we always see. All right. I respected you. I don't want to be like you. This, that, and the other. We I swear I'm gonna start the same shit. That's it. I'm just getting the same shit over and over and over again. Okay. Now next up we get Penta and Chad Gable backstage in a segment. Penta's talking to Adam Pearce. He's gonna get a match with, I believe, JD McDonough. So JD McDonough's coming back after his injury just to get jobbed out completely. Chad Gable, he says, hey man, how does it feel to have choked at WrestleMania? Right? Penta walks up on him, doesn't do anything, doesn't say anything. Chad Gable's like, what, so you ain't got no comebacks? All right. The best part of what was my WrestleMania wasn't watching you choke your shit away. It was watching your brother get beat down by El Grande Americano in front of 60,000 people or some shit like that. And Penta like Sparta kicks fucking Chad Gable in the chest and is like, hey man, that's from my brother. You're a punk ass bitch. All right. He says some shit in Spanish. All right. Cero Miero. Right. He emotes a little bit and then calls him a pendejo. All right. That's what we got here. All right. I don't know what this is. I mean, obviously I know what this is going to lead to. It's going to lead to a match between Penta and El Grande Americano, but I'm not excited for this. We already seen it. So let's move the fuck on. Next up, we get a vignette, little video package for Rusev, where they actually gave him a backstory. They gave him, a character. They gave him a character, basically. He's going to be the guy that goes around jobbing for up-and-comers. That's basically what he said. He's going to be the guy that goes around and jobs for up-and-comers and baby faces that they're trying to put over. He's basically going to be the heel version of Sheamus, all right? That's not what he said, but that's basically what he said, all right? He said he's going to go around, he's going to fix people. He's going to go around to people who waste their talent and through pain, he's going to get them better. Like, all right, so you're going to be a jobber, right? Like you came back to WWE to be a jobber. All right. Well, we'll see how this goes. All right. We'll see what comes of this. But that's basically what I got out of it. Okay. Next up, we get Stephanie Vaquer, the NXT Women's Champion, versus Ivy Nile. Why? I don't know. Maybe something that went down on NXT, right? Maybe something that went down, and maybe I have to watch NXT from last week. But if you're just a regular casual fan, right, who's just tuning in and don't have no idea who the fuck Stephanie Vaquer is, no idea who the fuck Ivy Nile is, because we hardly ever see her. This match means absolutely nothing to you. All you see is a bitch come out in devil horns, right, and she's about to fight some young blonde American girl. You know what I mean? Like, this is like what are you seeing here? What are you seeing here? You're about to see this devil bitch beat up on the young blonde bitch with pigtails. Like, this is crazy work. This is crazy. All right, but that's what you get in this match. This is another long ass match for no fucking reason. But Stephanie Vaquer ends up picking up the victory. Ivy Nile looks weak as fuck in defeat. She is a jobber. She loses to everybody, including NXT talent. All right. Next up, we get Nick Aldis and AJ Styles. They're backstage. They're talking about something. And then the Judgment Day, where I should say Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan, and Big Mommy Cool Raquel Rodriguez. Right? They come up. They're talking, to Nick Aldis, getting, putting shit over, saying thank you for getting them the title matches and all that stuff like that. Dom tries to give Nick Aldis a week off because he's a champion. He can do whatever he wants. This, that, and the other. They say some more shit. We move on. AJ wants a match with Dom most likely next week or at Backlash. So we'll see what happens with that. Next up, we get Karrion Kross backstage. He pops up on Sami Zayn, who's backstage still brooding over this decision that we're just waiting so patiently for the answer for, that we all know he's going to say no to, right? And Karrion Kross says, hey, you got to make the right decision, and then he moves on. All right, he makes his creepy faces and he moves on. Next, we get a recap of the whole Gunther and Pat McAfee and Michael Cole situation. Now, this shit pissed me the fuck off. This whole situation is pissing me off, especially with how they're trying to put it over. Michael Cole is trying to elicit sympathy from the audience, and we're not treating this like a moment that's just like it's almost like they're trying to I'm not exactly sure what they're going for here, because Gunther, he obviously attacked Michael Cole and Pat McAfee last week. And I guess Michael Cole is supposed to be like the little bitch boy who can't defend himself. And Pat McAfee is the guy who's going to step up for Michael Cole. Like, because Pat McAfee cuts a 5-minute promo where he basically says that he wants to fight Gunther. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Obviously, Gunther should beat the shit out of Pat McAfee. Like, this should be a 30-second match tops, right? And the tops is just basically whatever finishers Gunther wants to hit on Pat McAfee. Like, if it goes longer, it's just because Gunther is deciding to whoop Pat McAfee's ass for even suggesting that he step into the ring with a pro wrestler, right? What the fuck? What is this for? Why are we chiefing Pat McAfee's cock so hard in the WWE? What is going on? Why does Pat McAfee get an entire match at Backlash? There's talent that have been signed that hasn't been seen on a pay-per-view in years, damn near. And we're putting Pat McAfee on primetime in a match with a former world heavyweight champion, Gunther, who should be doing something, but he's fucking suspended for some reason. All over this shit. Instead of having Gunther there to explain his actions, just like they never do. They never explain what the fuck they're doing. They just do it and they just move on, which is why nobody cares or connects with the shit that goes down. And Gunther, instead of being there this week to explain further why he did what he did, why he's not afraid, we just get a fucking 5-minute promo from Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee calls out Nick Aldis, and Nick Aldis looks like he does not want to fucking be here at all. I just want to say that at Backlash, what we can do for you is we can have you in a sanctioned match in a WWE ring, Pat McAfee versus Gunther at Backlash. Like, he came out and delivered these lines like, I cannot believe these motherfuckers are making me come out here and say this dumb ass shit, make this dumb ass, goofy ass match. What the fuck are we doing? No John Cena, no CM Punk, no Roman Reigns. What you're gonna get is Pat McAfee cutting a motherfucking promo. This shit was awful. I cannot believe they're going in this direction right now. But we're going to move the fuck on. The only thing that I also want to add is that the audience is the worst audience in the history of all audiences in a WWE arena. Why the fuck are they chanting Michael Cole's name? Michael Cole, Michael Cole, Michael Cole. Like, it doesn't even sound like a name that you should be chanting. It just doesn't. It fucking doesn't. Last week we had Michael Cole, Michael Cole, Michael. Now we're getting Michael Cole. Like, just cut it out. Michael Cole is not that fucking guy. He can't even fucking lace up Gorilla Monsoon's boots, let alone a JR's boots, let alone a fucking Jerry the King Lawler's boots, let alone Vince McMahon's boots when it comes to this commentary shit. So stop calling him the damn GOAT. We move on, all right? Because that whole thing was retarded. We got a John Cena and a Randy Orton package, just kind of recapping their whole history that they've had. And this was a good nostalgia moment. Really brought me back to my yesteryear. So, I enjoyed it for what it was. Obviously, we're not getting Randy Orton, John Cena, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, or anybody on this fucking show. So, put something on there. And this is what we got. So we move on yet again. Sami Zayn, he's backstage, and Jey Uso walks up on him. Jey Uso's like, hey man, do whatever you gotta do, whatever the decision is, make sure that it's the best decision for you. All right. Sami Zayn walks off. Logan Paul runs up, punches him dead in his damn jaw. And that was that. That's how Logan Paul got back his heat from earlier in the evening when Jey Uso super kicked him into oblivion. All right. So there's that. Like I said, that's going to be the match at Backlash. We'll see what comes of that. Next up, Seth Rollins comes out and cuts an ear-scratchingly horrible, terrible, awful promo. He calls out Sami Zayn. They're both jacking each other off, sucking each other's... My daughter, she goes out with your daughter, and our kids go to school and play at the park together, and we're just so cool with each other, and we love each other, and all this. But if you don't believe in me, that's what really hurts. You don't believe in me. Like, what the fuck am I watching here? I could have sworn I turned on the fucking Beverly Hills Housewives or some shit. Like, what the fuck is this shit? You just don't believe in me, and I just don't. But I love you, and our kids love each other, and we're supposed to be good. But you don't believe that I'm the future. You don't believe that I'm gonna take this place into the best direction. So I gotta beat you down. Either that or you leave. You leave because I don't want to beat you down. Sami Zayn's like, look, man, I love you, Seth. You're everything, Seth. Our kids love each other, Seth. But the problem is, Seth, I can't run away. You're dangling this carrot of being a WWE champion in front of my face, and we all know that's exactly the only thing in this company that I haven't done yet. The only thing that I want to do is win the WWE champion, but I can't do it. I can't run away. I can't run away. As your friend Seth, I'm going to tell you to go to hell. Here comes Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. Braun Breaker comes out and, they're getting ready for a match. Now, Sami Zayn, he knew when he came out there that he was not going to, that he was not, not only did Sami Zayn know, we knew, everybody in the locker room knew, everybody knew that Sami Zayn was not going to tell Seth Rollins yes. We all knew that Sami Zayn was going to say no, and even Sami Zayn. So why did he come out there in his street clothes? Why would he do that to himself? But he did, and he ended up getting destroyed in this match. Not really destroyed. This was a 15-minute, 20-minute, 50-50 match because they got to make Sami Zayn look strong, of course, right? Towards the end of the match, Braun Breaker hit Sami Zayn with multiple spears, right? And the referee stops the match. He hits him with a couple more spears while the security is out there and the doctors are out there trying to get Sami Zayn together, right? And the crowd is chanting one more time because nobody gives a damn about Sami Zayn. We all enjoy in the delight of seeing Sami Zayn get fucking beat up and hurt, right? And it is what it is, man. Like, that is WWE in a nutshell now, man. Sami Zayn comes up, stomps out Sami Zayn, and we go off the air like that. All right, with Braun Breaker standing behind him, and same with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman also standing behind him. So this episode, it furthered nothing. This episode was and this was filler personified, bro. Like, I don't understand, like, what we're supposed to even do. Like, we did not watch a television. If you watched tonight, we did not watch a television show. That's not what we did. We consumed content. That is what we did. This was content. They threw some shit at the wall, and this was what it was. What I will say is that this format that they're going in is not the worst format. And like I said, it's not the worst show that I've seen. It's just the most obvious filler show that I've ever seen. Everything was phoned in tonight, right? And oh yeah, before we even get through the rest of this review, and the rest of this rant that I'm about to go on, Michael Cole is the worst fucking commentator of all time, and same with Pat McAfee. They're both awful at their jobs. Because when fucking Lyra Valkyria comes out to do her shit with Becky, they don't put it over at all. Becky Lynch is going on her spiel about, how she's been wronged and all this shit, by Bayley and everybody, and by Lyra, and why she did what she did, explaining her actions that she did last week. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, they're just sitting there. And they say a couple of things while Becky's out there. But when Lyra Valkyria's music hits, they say nothing. They put her over not at all. And that is a problem. That's what we're getting on these shows. We're getting no effort. Not from the commentators. Not from any of the wrestlers as performers. None of that. We're not getting anything. Right? We got a lot more segments and a lot more things to work with as far as what's going to happen next week. But nothing that's going to make you care. Especially if you're somebody that's just tuning in. You know, trying to see what's going on after WrestleMania and you see nobody. Nobody's there. No John, no Roman, no CM Punk. Like, these are the biggest stars in the company. None of them are there. We gotta be satiated with Sami Zayn and fucking Seth Rollins. This was ass, man. So I'm gonna give this show I'm gonna give it a smooth 4 out of 10. Like I said, this wasn't the worst show that I've ever seen. Just the problems is I've seen all this shit before 1,000 times. All right, we're getting nothing new, and this whole Pat McAfee, fucking Gunther, and all this shit situation. This is ass. This whole shit is just ass. So let me know what y'all think of this show down in the comments below. All right, I'll see you motherfuckers in the next video. All right, and this has been your boy Nate the Great, back with another one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.